Hello everyone, welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself Assistant Professor Reena Mishra. Today my session is on the subject direct and indirect taxes, that is goods and service tax. This subject is for TY BCom semester 6. The chapter for today's session is levy and collection of taxes, whereas the specific topic which I am going to take for the discussion is summary of exempted services. So let's discuss. There is very exhaustive list of different goods and services which is exempted under the notification of government. Today we will consider the summarized services which are exempted. So let's consider category wise. First of all, we will take into consideration the taxability of immovable property. So the rent which is received from the immovable property, whether it is taxable or not in different circumstances, that is the matter of discussion in this particular session. So the very first transaction is renting of property to a charitable educational body. If any property is rented to the educational body, the rent so received is non-taxable. So whatever the immovable property which is specifically rented for the educational purpose, whether it is for the playgroup, pre-primary level, primary, secondary, higher secondary or higher education, that rent is non-taxable. Second is renting of vacant land for animal husbandry or floriculture. If any vacant land is rented for animal husbandry or floriculture, which is considered as the allied branches of agriculture, is non-taxable. Permitting use of immovable property for placing vending machine. Vending machine refers to that machine which is operating automatic without the help of any assistance. So here vending machines such as ticket vending machine at the railway station, ATM is also a vending machine, coffee or tea vending machine. These are the different examples of vending machine, and the vending machines are utilized for the commercial purposes. Therefore, any rent received by placing such vending machine is considered for taxability under GST provision. Allowing erection of a communication tower on a building for consideration. Before we further discuss the taxable or non-taxable services, let's take into consideration that whether the service will be taxable or non-taxable, the motive is very important. Here, as we consider the communication tower, so this is commercial purpose. So if the services are sold out for some commercial benefit, then it is taxable. So allowing erection of communication tower on a building for consideration, that is for something in return, is taxable. Renting of land or building for entertainment or sports. If any building or any land is rented for entertainment purpose, say for example for circus or for sports, then it is taxable. The further examples are renting of theatre by owners to film distributor. If the film distributor takes any theatre on rent from the owner, such rent received by the theatre owner is taxable to GST. The residential house taken on rent is used only for the commercial or non-residential uses, it is taxable. Let's consider once again the residential house. The residential house which is rented for only residential purpose on rent, then that income, that rent will be taxable in income tax, that is income under the head house property. Here, even if the residential property is there, but if the use is for non-residential purpose, that is for the commercial purpose, then that rent so received attracts GST. If a house is given on rent and the same is used as a hotel or a lodge, then that type of rent is taxable. If a house is given on rent and the same is used, that house is, whether it is on a rent, or it is used as a hotel or a lodge, then this becomes the commercial purpose and it is taxable. Room in a hotel or a lodge are let out whether or not for the temporary stay. If we consider the adjustment number 8 or illustration number 8, here the house is used by the hotel or lodge, that is not for the long term stay, that is for the temporary stay, and that's why this rent is taxable under GST norms. When room in a hotel or a lodge are let out whether not for the temporary stay. Hotel or lodge, any rent which is received by renting a hotel or lodge is also taxable under the head under GST. When rooms in a hotel or lodge are let out whether or not for temporary stay for declared tariff less than rupees 1000 per day. Now this is a noticeable thing, that room in a hotel or a lodge are let out whether it is for the temporary stay or it is for the permanent stay, but if the declared tariff is below 1000, then it is non-taxable. As soon as it exceeds 1000, then it becomes taxable. The next example is government department allots houses to its employees and charges a license fee. Government departments such as RBI allots quarter to its employees, railways provides quarter to its employees, and so on and so forth. There are various government entities, those who provide the residential facility to their employees. So in return of that, if the government department charges a license fee, then that rent is not taxable to under GST. Furnished flats given on rent for temporary stay a few days. Furnished flat, that is the flat which is along with the furniture provided on rent, is non-taxable. Furniture includes the other facilities which is attached to the residence, such as availability of AC, heater, gas stove, then geyser, TV set. These all makes the required furniture. Okay, so this is non-taxable under GST. A building was let out to Sure Success coaching classes for providing a coaching of TY BCom or for any class. If any building is let out to coaching classes, the running of coaching classes is considered as a commercial affair, and therefore any rent received from running of coaching classes is considered for taxability under GST. Whereas if the same premises are let out to any educational institution, that is not taxable under GST. Allowed to use space of building for placing vending machine. Again, the vending machine which is placed in a space and the rent so collected is considered the income from the commercial transaction, and this is taxable under GST. Houses are let out to individuals for the residential purpose. Those houses which are allotted to residential purpose for the individuals purely for the residential purpose, then such income, such rent is non-taxable under GST. The further transactions of immovable property are vacant land used for animal husbandry. Now again, animal husbandry is considered as a transaction which is allied services of agriculture. So agricultural services as well as the allied agricultural services are non-taxable under GST. Hence, vacant land which is used for the animal husbandry is non-taxable. The building was let out to Vidya Prasarak School. Vidya Prasarak School, this is our educational body, and any building, any premises which is let out to any educational institution, school, college or university are non-taxable. So is this rent which is received from Vidya Prasarak School is also non-taxable. The next is a building was let out to be used as corporate office. You can notice the difference, transaction number 17 and transaction number 18. The difference is that the earlier one is let out to school, whereas the next one is let out to a corporate office. So corporate office rent is taxable under GST, because again corporate office is considered as a commercial affair, whereas educational services are not considered as a commercial affair under GST provisions. A building let out to RBI. Now the rent received from the building which is let out to RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, is taxable. Land used to exhibition is taxable. Any land which is let out for the purpose of facilitating the exhibition event is taxable under GST. The next transaction, further extension of immovable property. Deluxe hotel rooms are let out at declared tariff of rupees 1,200 per room day. A deluxe hotel room, deluxe hotel, it defines or certain amenities which is available at the hotel room. If it is declared, if it is charging the tariff of rupees 1,200 for one day, for one room, then it is taxable. That amount so received is taxable under GST norms. The normal rooms let out at declared tariff of rupees 900 per room day, an actual room rent charge is rupees 700 per room day is non-taxable. Since these tariffs are below 1,000, therefore this income will not be taxable. A building located at Jammu was taxable for office, was let out for office purpose. As we all know that GST is applicable to whole of India. In every state, including the union territories also, GST is charged in every nook and corner of Indian origin, and so is applicable to Jammu city also. So if any business, any building which is let out for office is taxable under GST. A vacant land was let out for horticulture. A vacant land which is purely let out for horticulture, which is the allied service of agriculture, is non-taxable. A building let out to private hospital. Here, if any building which is let out to private hospital is taxable. In a building also for hospital, that is healthcare services, there are certain services which are taxable, there are services which are non-taxable. So in further session we will consider that there are what are the different services which is non-taxable. But as of now, if any building, any space is provided for the private hospital, it attracts GST. Now this was all about the taxability of the immovable property. There are various cases where we have seen the rent so received is taxable or non-taxable. Now in the further slide we will consider certain banking services which are taxable or non-taxable. So before we get into the transaction, let me introduce the basic concept that banking services are primarily divided in two types of services, that is primary services and secondary services. Primary services are consist of accepting loan and withdrawal services. So accepting the deposits and withdrawal services. So accepting deposits and withdrawal are non-taxable, or we can conclude that primary services of bank are non-taxable, whereas secondary services are consist of utility services and agency services. So both utility as well as agency services are taxable. So now we will consider one by one the transactions which falls under banking services. First is interest earned on loan. Any type of income in the form of interest to the bank do not attract GST, because interest is not earned after providing the present services. The bank already earns the bank is already charged with GST on loan processing fees, and once they get return principal as well as interest, it is not further taxable. Therefore, interest on loan is non-taxable for the banking services. Penal interest charge for delay in repayment of loan by customer. penal interest stands for the compounding interest. If certain dues are not paid in time, the bank has charged interest over interest. So again, the same concept is applicable for this transaction also. The penal interest is non-taxable under GST norms. Debit card related charges. Debit card are the utility services of the banks, and the debit card as well as credit card facility as well as ATM services are all taxable to the banks. Interest earned on reverse repo transaction by bank. Any type of interest come for what reason it has received by the bank is non-taxable, and so is the interest earned on reverse repo transaction. This is also non-taxable. Commission from government towards collection of taxes by bank. If bank has collected the taxes for the government on behalf of the government from the customers, from the people, then the bank has received commission from the government for providing this service, and this commission will be taxable to the banks. Taxability of further banking services. Let's consider a few more transactions. Commission charge for ₹20 lakhs for preparation of demand draft. Demand draft, as we know, this is one of the very important utility service of the bank. Commission charged for 20 lakhs. Irrespective of any amount of demand draft, bank receives any commission for issuing the demand draft attracts GST. So we can conclude that commission received by the bank for issuing bank draft is attracting GST. Okay. Next is charges for late payment of dues on credit card outstanding. If bank charges late payment, penalty in the form of penalty or fine for credit card outstanding, those charges are also taxable to GST. Sale and purchase of forward contract are not taxable because GST do not consider forward contract as goods, and therefore any services related to forward contract are also not taxable to GST. Loan processing fees charged. Loan processing fees charged are completely taxable under GST norms. So in today's session we have referred what are the different banking services and what are the different taxable services of immovable property. I hope this session is useful to you for understanding these concepts. Thank you.